Hello, everybody. My name is Jessie Terrian. I'm an independent demonstrator with the company Stampin' Up. I'm located in sunny Las Vegas, and in my craft room, we do all things papercraft. Welcome in. If you are joining me from YouTube, hello, welcome. I am so happy you found me. Today, I have a phenomenal card for you guys. We are going to be playing with an embossing folder and some vellum. Look at that card. Look at that detail. Oof, too good, guys. Too good. I'm going to give it just a few minutes to find me. If you have a good time, give me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing. I would appreciate it so, so much. Okay. Checking all the things, besties. I'm just going to give it a few minutes. I see people on. Hi, Pam. How you doing? Who else is here with us? Let me know in the comments. Oh my gosh. Hi, Tammy. How you doing? Thank you for all the thumbs up so everybody can hear me. I am always not going to have anxiety about that now. I'm always like, can you hear me? Can you see me? What's going on? Okay, so who has checked out the Black Friday sale that started today? Are you taking advantage? It's not a bad idea to plus up on your cutting blades or even get a second um, paper trimmer. They're my favorite. Also, the deal on the Stampin' Blends, Phenoms, right? So those are on sale. Now, I'm not talking smack about anybody, but you're going to laugh. I'm scrolling as one does, and I'm like, this demonstrator has a little kitchen scale out, and she puts a Stampin' Blend on there, and she's like, you see, normally when you get them it's 16, and I apologize, I don't even know what metric. It might have been grams, it could have been ounces, who knows? I didn't pay attention to that. The point was, when you get a Stampin' Blend marker, they weigh 16 according to her scale. And when they get to 14, they're pretty much done. You know, it's hard to color and it's time to refresh. So she was going through and weighing every single one of her Stampin' Blends so she knew which one she needed to replace, which is kind of smart, right? I mean, that is a way to do it. But who has time for that? Who even thinks of that? Like, I would never have thought of that. I would never have been like, let me see. It's very smart. I'm not saying that. She ain't wrong. It's just, I don't have time for that. I can't be weighing, I don't even like to weigh myself. So I was like, give it to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know her besties are probably the most organized people. Like, I feel like if I went into her craft room, I would be like, dang, girl, you got it on lock. That's not happening around here. We all know it. That's why you tune in, because I am a hot mess. That's it. And you are my people. So, really, you're hot messes too. You're welcome. So, but just in case you're wondering, it's 16 when you get them, 14 replace. That's all I'm saying. So, okay, I know. My stuff's a mess. I am a mess. Okay, so like I haven't been feeling the best, but I didn't know why. You know what I mean? Like, you know when you feel like crud, but you don't, you're like, it's just because I'm old, whatever. No, I have like a sinus thing that's like this side of my head is like, you know what I mean? It's full. I hurt. I'm not having a good life. So I'm highly medicated. That might make me a little hyper. We don't know. I don't know. Sometimes medicines will put me to sleep. Other times they'll hype me up. So apparently today you got the hyper, Jessie. You're welcome. So let's see. Hey Terry, how you doing? Hi Mom. How you doing? That nap did me wonders, by the way. Pam, you forgot about the sale? What are you doing? It's good. I don't know. I had like a really high, everything's going to be 40% off. I just know it. And it's a little bit more reserved. You know what I'm saying? So the paper trimmer, there's the Stampin' Blend markers, the blades for the paper trimmer are all, I think, 40% off. And then some of the adhesives are 25% off. And then white, black, and I think very vanilla cardstock is 15% off. So it's very much like stock up on the essentials kind of vibe. Oh, and the refills are on sale, and I'm not going to say which percentage because I can't remember, but the refill inks are on sale too. So that's a good deal. Like, get the essentials that we need at a discount, right? And you're still earning those reward points. So get the stuff that's on sale and then reward yourself with something free. That's what I'm saying. Stack those deals. Very good. So, okay, so that's what's going on. I know, Pam. None of us need anything. It's not a matter of needing it. It's just girl math and sale. You know what I'm saying. Okay, anyway, let me show you the card. I'm gonna stop being weird now. Here is the card. I think I showed you guys in the intro, but see that? I am obsessed with the we've used it before. We've used it a couple times, but the what does this say? Traditional wreath 3D embossing folder. Remember this? We're using it again. And I have a tip for you with the label dies because I had some questions about that. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to flip down and then I'll show you all the things. Here we go. Okay. All right. Okay. So here's a close-up of the card. I had to play with this one. Like, I knew what I wanted to do, but this was my first attempt. And it's not quite finished, but I took a Stampin' Blend marker and I dotted all the berries on the piece of vellum, and then I didn't like it. So then I took the little gems and I gemmed it up, which was okay. It wasn't bad. And then I got crazy with the pine needles and it was just too much. It was too busy. So I was like, I'm not happy with that. We're going to go back. We're going to do a little bit more basic. And for me, this was just a little bit simpler, but it looked more elegant. You know what I'm saying? I could have maybe put a little bit of ribbon or something. I don't know. I didn't want all that craziness, though, is what I'm telling you. So, first thing we're going to do is we are going to emboss our piece of vellum. And then I'm just going to show you that trick with the label dies. Is anyone having a problem getting their label dies to pop out without ripping? This is what I've been asked about several times now, that people are having problems. And you're not alone in that. Let me just say I'm having those same issues. Okay, so I'm going to take my piece of vellum, I'm going to throw it in the embossing folder and just make it center where you want it. Try to get the circle in the middle kind of deal. Now, for this sandwich, I'm taking the base plate 1. I'm putting my paper in my embossing folder, and then I'm taking the thick gray plate. That's it. You don't need the shim. You don't need the other cutting plates. That's all you need for your 3D embossing folders. It's going to go through and you're going to get a beautiful finish. I'm going to keep saying this because in my in-persons, I have a lot of my ladies that struggle with what plate goes where. So we're just going to keep going over that. And you're going to see that when we use it in my classes, things get cut on the shim. Things got cut on my gray plate last time. There's a star. I mean, they made it work. I'll give them that. And it's not going to affect anything, but because we're learning on this stuff, it looks a little rough. You know what I'm saying? It still works. It's fine. But that's my story. That's what's happening. Okay. So now I'm going to take the can't remember the names of things. I don't know. The traditional, oh, it's behind it. The traditional label dies. Okay. And we're going to cut one out. Let me start with this one and show you what happens. Now, we're not using this for the card. This is just a tip. So just like we normally do, 2 cutting plates, 1 shim on the base plate. That cracking means you're doing a good job. Get some aggression out. Imagine that you're crushing somebody's fingers, whatever you have to do. So now we have our piece. Now this should pop right out. Of course it's going to pop out because I want it popped out. But a lot of times when you go to pop this out, especially if they're new, it's going to rip. It's going to stick in there. It's going to rip. What I like to do for those tricky detailed dies is I leave the first one in there. And now I'm going to cut another one. Okay. Yes, see? Just satisfying. I don't know why. Look at that. I picked it up. The paper and everything stayed there. And here is my perfectly cut, popped out piece. It didn't hurt this. I still got all the details. So if you're having problems popping out your labels or you have a detailed die, try that tip, okay? You can also, there's many ways to do this. This isn't the only way. If you have a better way, share it in the comments with the group. But I know it's frustrating when you're trying to do something and that keeps happening. You keep, your papers keep getting ripped and things. You know what I mean? It is frustrating. And I've had it happen to me. So try that. You could also take a piece of vellum or like parchment paper, cut one out, leave it in the die, and then it'll go through seamlessly. So that's just something to try. If you're having a hard time, that is your Technique Tip Tuesday. You are welcome. Okay. So let me bring in all the pieces again. Make sure I'm in frame and I'm kind of, okay, that's good enough. All right, so I have a piece of cherry cobbler and we're gonna just give that a good crease down. Does anyone have a silicone bone folder? I feel like I need one, and let me tell you why. We don't sell them, but when you have a dark piece of cardstock and you use your bone folder, do you notice like that shiny, I don't even know if you can see it, but it like smooths it out. It makes it shiny. It's really prevalent on like black cardstock. If you have a silicone bone folder, it doesn't do that. So we need to get one and try that. Now, I'll have all the measurements in the pictorial for you, but I cut this just a hair bigger than my card front. So this is an A2 card base, which means this is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So this is like 4 1/8 by 5 and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just make it so that you can see the red, but I wanted more of this shown. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Isn't that paper pretty? This is that pine snowflake paper. I love it. And I like that I'm using the darker print and then that vellum on top of it because it's kind of a dark card, but when you put the vellum on that, it really pops. So now gluing down vellum. We are going to put things right here so you can be liberal with your glue in that area. And then I just took, which of course it's not right here, my glue dots, which I will get later. I cleaned up. No, nobody knows where they are. And I just put 2 little glue dots to secure the top of the paper. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down first. Center it best you can. And see, when you glue with vellum, you see how it marks the paper, makes it more translucent, but we're going to cover that up so it really doesn't, it's not a big deal. Now I'm using for my sprig of pine these beauties right here. We've worked with these before. We've used the DSP and cut the different bundles of flowers out. This is the Christmas greenery dies. So this one has large holly leaves with holly berries. It has a pine sprig, and then I'm not quite sure what this is, but I don't know my flowers, so it's something. It's pretty. That's what it is. Okay, so I'm going to pop up my gold layer. Oh no, I know what I'm doing. Sorry. Now, here's another tip. When you're using the metallics and you have a well-loved and used cutting plate, if you don't protect your paper, you're going to get marring on it. So I just take a thin piece of copy paper and I throw that over my metallic paper with the die on top of it. Then I put my copy paper, then I put the cutting pad and I run it through. And that'll protect your paper so you don't get that. All right. I remembered it on this one. So this is real shiny and perfect. This one, because I didn't like that card and I was redoing it, it was a thing. But for you, I want your card to be beautiful and perfect. Now, I wanted a small sentiment to go in my little label here. And so I pulled this one in again. We know how much I love this. Pine tree trimmings, sending Christmas wishes. Okay, so I had that right here in front of me, pre-blocked. Okay, let's try to make it straight. Beautiful. And then we need to stamp the inside of our card. And I'm going to go to the words for the season. May the magic of Christmas fill each corner of your home and heart. So we're going to do that now. If I grab the right one. Good gravy. There we go. So, how's everybody doing? Did I ask you, are you guys pumped that Thanksgiving is right around the corner? Who is starting their baking and all of the things? We have a tradition in my household where Wednesday, sometimes I do pies and stuff. This year I bought them, I cheated. But we always make homemade sausage bread, and that's what we have for dinner, and then it's snacks for the next day. My kids always look forward to it. Sausage bread, it's kind of where you roll out bread dough and then you put pepperoni on it, sausage, a little bit of egg and mozzarella cheese mixture. You put that on top and then you roll it like a jelly roll and stick it in a bread loaf and bake it. So it's very good. If you would like the recipe, let me know and I will text it to you. But it was something my aunt did when I was growing up, and when I got married, she gave me the recipe, and the rest is history. And they still do it in New York every year. They do it more around Christmas now, like they all get together, I think, and do like big batches of it, and they freeze some, and then they have it. But we always did it for Thanksgiving. I remember growing up, it was around for Thanksgiving, but I could be wrong. I don't know. It is so good, Pam. I'll have to make it for you. It's delicious. Okay. So here's our inside. And we've done different versions of it. We've done it with cheddar, bacon, and cheese, and ham, and cheddar, bacon, cheese, ham, different things. You can put really whatever you want in it, but it's so good. Okay. So now we are on the home stretch. My second dose of that medicine is kicking in, and I am feeling really much better. Thank goodness. Because mom and I are like, we have so many plans for Thanksgiving. I don't know how we're going to get it all done, but we will. We will. We're going to make cards. We got to cook the dinner. We're going to make crock pot sugar-free chocolate. Come on now. You know, maybe try to sneak a game in there or a movie. You know, all the things. We're doing all the things, guys. Very exciting. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do, what are you thinking? Are we loving this? So cute. Now remember, I didn't do it because mine are missing in action. They're over there somewhere. But you're going to want to tack the top down. So I just took two little glue dots, put one on each, and then it held it for this one. See, it's not flopping around. But you, if you don't have glue dots, could just take on like a little sponge or something, just a little bit of the wet glue lightly, and then it'll hold it down. All righty. We're going to use some of the sparkly gems. And I like the red, but you could stick with the gold if you wanted. Also, if you had like an oopsie daisy where you got some glue, stick a sequin or whatever these are, little stickers there, and nobody's gonna know. Let's see. There we go, guys. Done. Super quick and easy. I am loving it. Who is still working on their Christmas cards? Who's already gotten them ready? We all know I'm not ready yet, but I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there soon. I'm pretty ambitious. I'm trying to send everybody that I have an address for a Christmas card this year. So it's a big list, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it, right? I just want everybody to know that I love them and I'm thinking about them and, you know, they're loved. Okay, I'm going to flip up. Let me see. It worked. Okay, so that's what I have for us today. I'm coming back on Friday, so we will have another card Friday night. I want to hear about all of your Black Friday shopping, how your Thanksgiving went. I want a full report. Okay? Okay, bestie? So make sure you warm up those typing fingers because I want to see it in the comments. And I'm going to tell you about ours. And then I bought a bunch. Mom and I went out yesterday, and I bought a bunch of goodies for stockings. And I'm thinking of doing two crafting sessions where I decorate the items like chapstick, little tissues. I have two different kinds of hand sanitizer, um, candy, anything you could think of to put in your paper bag. Sorry, I'm shaking everything. Anything you could think of to put in a paper bag purse. Now, my idea being that you give someone a gift, so it's so cute, right? And then inside are all the things that they can fill their bag with that they can use. But also just opening them is special. Just having a lot of little things to open is fun. So I haven't committed to the dates yet for my two crafting sessions. I I'm thinking I might go live Sunday, but I'll let you know Friday if I decide that. I just want to make sure that I'm prepared and not, a super hot mess, which we all know happens. So I'll see how much I get prepared tomorrow, and if I feel confident that I can teach you guys how to do it successfully, we'll be doing that Sunday, okay? All right, I'm going to get off here. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a phenomenal Thanksgiving. Remember, I am thankful for all of you, and I will see you on Friday. Mwah.